Collide from 2016. Is this Fast and the Furious meets Ocean 11 movie a wreck? Theme song.
Kyle's Reviews! Kyle's Reviews!
Okay, Collide. If you want to see Collide, check out the links in the description below. So, a couple weeks ago, I was looking for something to watch, and I saw this. So, it stars Nicholas Hoult. He was Cyclops in the new Class X-Men movies, and Felicity Jones, who was from Rogue One. Kind of like Chaos Walking, I'm assuming they thought this would be a big hit with these two up-and-coming actors, but I never heard of it. Alright, what's it about? Well, Hoult and Jones are Americans living in Germany, probably because it was like a co-production with German production company. And Hoult he used to work for a criminal played by Ben Kingsley. And Kingsley's playing the same kind of wacky guy he played in the Marvel MCU movies, that kind of over the top, more like Shang-Chi than in the Iron Man.
Did you get her?
Who?
Who, Juliet?
Juliet! No. No! We were too late.
What do you mean you were too late?
She's dead. I'm sorry, my friend. I mess with you. I mess with you. We got her. We got her.
And Jones is like, I'm not going to get with you until you go straight. So Hoult quits, and they fall in love and move together and have a good time until Felicity Jones' character needs a kidney transplant.
Jules. Baby? Jules.
A kidney transplant is the only solution.
And because they're Americans living in Germany, she's not eligible for the German healthcare system. And for vague reasons, they don't want to go back to America. So Hoult turns to crime. Ben Kingsley, he sets up Hoult to rob his partner, played by Anthony Hopkins, because Anthony Hopkins had disrespected Kingsley's character earlier. Kingsley was like, well, I want to be 50-50. And Hopkins is like, nah, you're a joke.
Kieran, the work you do, the risks you take, entitle you to at least half of what we earn together. But the person you are, compared to the person I am, compels me to reject, to refuse what you ask for.
So he wants to get back at him because Hopkins' character is doing this complicated thing where they smuggle drugs from South America, and then they launder the money and they send the money back by putting them inside the panels, the doors and stuff of cars, and they ship the cars back. So Kingsley's like, rob the semi carrying all the cars. So Hoult and his partner, they set up this scheme to try and get the money. Of course, things go wrong. And so now Hoult, his character, is trying to get away from Hopkins. But then they find out about Felicity Jones. They found out about the girlfriend, so they threaten the girlfriend. The budget on Collide, you can tell it's not great. For example, they steal the semi, and then the semi gets run off the road, but you don't really see it. I'm assuming because they didn't have the money to film a semi getting wrecked. Some of the car chases, are okay. But the downfall is really that, one, the characters are not that likable. Hoult and Jones, they're Americans living in Germany, but there is zero evidence that Hoult has bothered to learn even the most basic German. And they're basically just living day to day. They have no future, which isn't bad, but it's like, they seem to have no goals or anything, and we don't really get to know them very well before Jones's character has to have the kidney transplant, and we don't really see her do much besides be either totally ignorant of Hoult's plan or we like the victim. Now, I mentioned Ocean's 11. So they try to be clever, and they set up this kind of plan within a plan, like Ocean's 11 did. You know, Ocean's 11 at the end, they kind of do a rewind where you see what was really happening, wasn't what we thought was happening. But in this movie, they don't do it as well because they take too long to do the reveal, and they start referring to things that are part of the reveal, but they don't make any sense. And that you're like, what is he talking about? They eventually do explain the things, so things that seem, they seem confusing are explained. Kingsley and Hopkins, of course, they're pretty much just cashing a check. They don't have very big roles. They were probably there for a week. Hopkins, you know, he does his being sinister, but kind of a gentlemanly, you know, thing that he does.
You and I would never have set ourselves up to present our resumes, would we? No. We clawed, kicked, and fought our way to the top, didn't we?
Kingsley's character, he plays a Turkish guy, which is kind of interesting because I do know there are, some Turkish population in Germany, so that's kind of neat. But all in all, Collide, it's pretty unremarkable. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. Set in Germany, Collide is in a car wreck, but it's far from great.